at the heart of an island-to-highland experience. In the next 2 episodes, join me as we visit highland farms and restaurants that form part of a farm-to-table movement promoting food sustainability and security.
Our farm-to-table experience in Davao begins here at the Malagos Garden Resort, located in the Baguio district of the city, around 24 kilometers away from the Davao International Airport. We started our experience with the harvesting process. First stop was the goat farm to gather milk for cheesemaker Oli Puetespina. 3 goat species, La Mancha, Sanen, and Anglo, profusely provided milk used for the celebrated Malagos farmhouse artisan cheeses, a breakthrough local product joining the mainstream. Next stop was the hydroponics area, where we nipped fresh and robust green and red lettuce that the farm propagates in at least 4 greenhouses. We also found herbs and even got tips how to grow them, like my favorite cilantro.
Uban ako si Emmy karon mag-harvest ni og both green and red lettuce na unta makaon nato niya, di ba Emmy? Unsa man nato ni asa ta magsugod? Di sa duol-duol. Unsa man atong
Ano siya sir, kapingan lang mo siya dito sa
ilalom? Ang ani lang.
Ano sir?
Pagkating naman niya ni, dili butang. Dapat. Unsa may mga shoot kinitanan pwede na for harvest.
Hindi na sir.
Basta dili lang maputol ang may ugat, no? Kaya anong nabilin, mutubog yapon na. Dili. So, sa pa man itong kwaon, igo na ba na? Unya? Igo na siguro ni, kaya makuha man tag red. So, makuha na ko diri ha. So, diri po na sa red, no? Lahi ba ang kuan, ang lami na ning red sa green? Halos parehas lang. So, okay lang di ay kung green lang tanan, pero wapa man tan-awon ng red food, no, sa salad. So, sa resort, kini ang yung ginagamit sa inyo.
The apiary has a small collection of stingless bees called beroy, and we harvested more than a spoonful of honey from a boxed colony just for the taste. It had a pleasant, sour note to the sweetness, giving us a fair idea how its surroundings also taste. Sweet and sour. A flock of laid-back Rhode Island red chickens was our source of fresh brown eggs. We had an easy time picking our share for breakfast and even found time to call and feed the congregation. Our last stop was the Cacao Farm that occupies a substantial portion of the resort. We tasted the pulp of a couple of varieties just to differentiate the sweetness of the Malagos heirloom variety that rightfully earned its title. The beans, of course, after a tedious process, become the world-recognized Malagos chocolates that we enjoyed in many ways in our many meals during our stay.
I am now in the Cacao Farm of the resort, and around me are trees that produce beans for the internationally recognized Malagos chocolates. The farm is around 18 hectares in size and has 16,000 trees that yield fruits ideal for mass production and fine flavored chocolate. The Puetespina family acquired this farm in 2002 and rehabilitated the trees in 2007 to produce high-quality fruits for production.
Muna siya ang heirloom na clone sa diri sa farm.
So dili lang siya makitaan?
Dili pod.
Okay.
Ang heirloom kay kinahanglan daw siya nga ipamana.
So mao ni
kay
pamana sa Puetespina family.
Kay highly productive siya. Tapos proven siya nga fine flavor chocolate nga cacao clone na siya.
Okay. So ang pagputol natin ito, kini dili duol sa flower prison na ingon yung nimo, no? Kay kung maputol ni human. So diri sa okay na ni siya.
Opo.
Okay, dali lang man dai kaayo. Relax po. So kini pagkahuman ni ani dadon ni pag harvest nato asa na siya dadon.
Dadoon dito sa post harvest na facility. So i-pad break na siya tapos kuhaon ang iyang kung iso. Tapos i-ferment dito na ang
Anya magpadayon na hantod mahimo na sa tsokolate.
Hantod mo i-dry, i-sorting tapos sa factory na.
So after the exciting harvest, we proceeded to the most difficult part of this visit, the eating. Chef Ray Labaya put together a Filipino spread starting off with a salad of lettuce, pomelo and mango with a dressing of olive oil, Malagos chocolate, balsamic vinegar and honey. A cheese platter of mango sublime or chèvre cheese with mango and plain chèvre. Sinigang na hipon with batuan, a souring agent picked from trees grown in the resort. Vegetable kare-kare that was light and creamy. Pork humba with 65% Malagos chocolate providing extra flavor and texture to the dish. Beef caldereta with Malagos quesong puti and kitang fish with achara or pickled papaya that is also bottled and sold by the resort. Dessert was heavenly Malagos tablia cake and chocolate freeze, a saccharine iced concoction. Bottled cacao juice was delicately sweet and refreshing. Fresh and delicious from farm to table.
Ang sa amin po is, ginagawa namin concept is farm to table.
This is really your farm table, experience dito sa Malagos. Wow! Thank you, Chef. Pwede samahan mo na lang kami kumain para kung may tanong pa kami, we can ask you.
Even before the farm to table term was coined, we were already
Exactly, di ba?
doing that.
We come here,
Yeah.
we experience the food that you serve.
Yes,
It's coming from your garden and from the fruit trees and all.
And the gulay, of course.
Everything, the
My mom was so
gulay.
much into that from
Of course, it starts
before.
with flowers and
Yes.
plants.
Yes.
It's the whole experience.
Oh yes, definitely. I think also for people to enjoy better food,
Yes.
better, the taste.
Taste, flavorful, and the freshness of it.
Yes, I guess that's really where everybody else is leaning towards, especially us. No sustainability. We try to plan everything within the resort, whatever it is that we need. We try to source from what we have.
From what we grow
and what we grow, yeah. So say for example for chef specials, what if there are jams or fruits now, we make it to jams.
So nothing is put to waste, di ba?
Exactly.
If you don't sell all the fresh items, you put a little more value into it.
Yes,
Value added.
yes. Or we pickle, we preserve, and then we use Malagos Homegrown produce, also our online store, to be able to distribute that also to other
You
people.
do online, your e-commerce site already.
Yes, yes.
Selling all of these fresh foods
Yes,
and preserved.
Yes. So because it comes in seasons, right? So
Yes.
there's a lot we harvest, and then if it's not something that we can consume all at the same time.
Yeah.
So we try to. We're just really very lucky. We have a team of food techs also helping us. Of course, from the Malagos chocolate farm, and so we try to come up with how to be able to bottle them.
Correct.
Preserve them.
I think that's also the DNA of your family, because you're into chocolate, into
Yes,
cheese,
yes.
then all of these preserved fruits and then vegetables and things like that. So it's really part of your mission to expand that.
Yes, definitely, and to share that to more people.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I am going to make a quick tour of the Malagos Chocolate Museum, the first and only chocolate museum in the Philippines. This museum was designed and curated by Carisma Tispina from the owning family. It has important information about, of course, the Malagos chocolate business, the history of chocolate around the world, and this shows the process of making chocolate. You shall experience its taste and smell
even the process of making it later. Look, this is an interesting map that shows the cacao belt of the world, and we see the Philippines as part of that belt that makes the country as an ideal producer of fine quality chocolates. Okay, now it's time to make chocolate. I'm joined by Anne. Hello, Anne. Thank you very much, Anne. Tuluan ko niyo mag-abot ng chocolate. So I just created an abstract version of my chocolate using 65% chocolate content. We put it inside the chiller and it will be ready in 15 minutes. And we're going to demold it and taste it. My own chocolate made here at the Malagos Chocolate Museum. Our excitement during the visit to the Malagos Chocolate Museum peaked when I created my own chocolates with chili, marshmallows, and walnuts. Here in Malagos, you can have your chocolates and eat it too. Overall, the F&B team did not disappoint as expected, using nature-inspired creativity and freshly picked and processed ingredients, all within easy reach in the resort. When it's time to stop eating, there are several equally exciting activities one can engage in. We planted flowering plants by the stream to help realize one great and unique Malagos mission. Imagine building a highway with no hard infrastructure.
So JD, thank you very much for that tree planting activity. So I planted the cattail and the pagoda.
Yes po. Thank
So,
you so much.
but these are flowering plants. So, why did you choose for me to plant flowering plants or trees along the
creek.
riverbank or the creek?
Yes po. Actually, the one that you planted is the nectaring plants for our butterflies.
Nectarine.
Yes
so
po. They're food.
they provide food for butterflies.
Yes po. Because our intention is we want to have more butterflies around the area. So because we want to create a butterfly avenue or butterfly highway kung tawagin.
So this whole creek
Whole
area,
creek area.
you want it to be full of butterflies.
Yes, that's
so,
our vision po. So you can just imagine.
Oh, I can already see it.
Yes.
So it's an exciting feature here.
Correct. Actually, currently, we have a lot of birds already because this area has a lot of food for them. So we want to be more diverse in terms of the offering here in the creek. So we planted a lot of host and nectaring plants for our butterflies.
So host plants is where they
They lay their eggs. Para
eggs.
they can become caterpillars. Parang ganun po. Once they reach butterfly food or yung butterfly form nila, they'll need to have food for them to survive. So that's why
you
we have the
planted the
nectarine.
cattail and nectarine. So
Yes.
cattail and nectarine pala is one of their favorites.
Yes po, one of their favorites. Among others, like we also have lantana, mga ganun po na mga ano. Dami
And
pa po.
as we can see, there are a lot of flowering plants and
Correct.
trees
Yes, we have
in
po.
the resort. But thank you, JD, for giving us that context. No, now I feel that I have contributed
Yes.
to your effort and to your vision.
Yes po, we would like to thank you of course also for contributing towards our efforts in preserving nature.
So I'll be back next week and expect the trees to be this tall. Dagang salamat,
Thank
JD.
you po, thank you po.
In the aviary, we met new friends. One even called me by my name right away. Disarmingly feeling close. A whole new feature in the resort takes you away from looking down or straight when harvesting and eating, and makes you look up to find many feathered friends, endemic and migratory. Another great and unique mission of the resort is to continue growing endemic trees that are home to endemic birds. Now, it's about time to become birds of the same feather for environmental preservation, protection, care, and sustainability.
Seeing wildlife in their natural environment.
No, but this experience that we're doing now is picturing birds in the wild.
Yeah, birds in the wild. It's an initiative which we started during the pandemic. But we're hoping to share with the other people that they get to see birds just around the
Okay,
resort.
before, palman lang, bird show man lang, di ba? We
Yeah,
come here for the
before
bird
the-
show.
the bird-
So this is part of the experience that you're,
Yeah, that guests can just go around. We give them a binoculars and then a copy
of the guidebook,
of the guidebook, and then they can just go around and then.
and they spot the bird.
Yeah.
So this is really some sort of parang innovation, di ba? At least you don't have to stage the bird show anymore. Or
Yes.
and then
Well,
you let
we're
the guests do it on their own.
Yes, yes. So it's an option right now. Of course, the bird show is not yet allowed because of the IATF restrictions.
Correct.
Yes. So, but we're hoping that with this, they still get to commune with nature, and
No,
then
but
on their
you-
own, it's safer also.
But you're
as well.
keeping it as a feature, di ba?
Yes, yes,
On
yes,
activity in the resort.
Yes. Because who would have known we would have 68 native, Philippine native
You have 68
species
species here.
here. Identified,
Identified.
68 right
So
now.
you
But
had-
I'm sure.
So you brought in birders here to identify
Yeah,
them.
so we're very lucky to be working with the Big Ear Davao, the name of Keith Simpson. So they were the ones really who helped us with this initiative.
That's why you have that catalog.
Yes, came up with the catalog, and then we have a list. If you check in, we give you a list, and then you can see how many you get to see during your
Correct.
your
Then they
stay.
should get a prize, a chicken. Oh, because that's an activity, di ba? Birders.
Yes, yes.
You go birding and then you identify the birds that you
Yes.
see. And you mentioned about also, because you have endemic trees already in the resort.
Yes.
Then you have parang a goal of planting every possible
Yes.
tree na endemic to the Philippines. Ganun ba
Yes.
yan?
We got UP Wiser Lab to help us with our biodiversity survey. We came up with something like 60 Philippine native trees right now inside the resort. So
You
we're
already have
hoping
60 here.
we have 60 existing. From 25 years ago, we started planting that because this was just all coffee. And then now they're all fully grown. We get the seeds from there already to plant some more. So the goal is to come up with probably 100 by this year. So it's part of the activity that we do bird watching, and then you get to help us plant the trees along the Malagos Creek.
So this is a result of the pandemic somehow.
Yes. I think somehow, we had to look at other ways on how we will be able to thrive during this pandemic. So we came up with all these other initiatives. So when the resort was closed, we were planting, we were doing all these other initiatives, which we wouldn't have done on a regular opportunity if there were a lot of people also in the resort.
So that's the blessing of the lockdown somehow.
Yes, somehow.
Great.
Along the Davao-Bukidnon Highway in Barangay Los Amigos in Tugbok District, Davao City, a cluster of restaurants specialize in hito or pantat dishes. It has been serving primarily as a stopover for travelers flying the highway since the 1990s. In fact, Los Amigos has long been branded as the hito or pantat capital of Davao. The barangay hosts hito ponds and hatcheries, and as a community of growers provide for the collective need of restaurants in the area, as well as growers and fish suppliers outside of Los Amigos. We stop at a new restaurant in the area and order their best-selling deep-fried hito and hito curry. As we were craving for soup, our special request for nilagpang na hito was granted. The hito was grilled and cooked in a broth with vegetables and shrimp paste. It was hito heaven.
Chef Paolo, magandang tanghali.
Ay,
Maraming salamat for inviting us to your restaurant. Paborito namin to, matagal ka na rito. And we've been visiting, but thank you very much specifically for this lunch that you have prepared for us. So, alam ko, lahat yan may touches of course, it's Filipino lunch, pero may touches of Mindanao and some other part of the Philippines.
Yes.
So,
Chef Paulo Garcia prepared lunch with fresh ingredients from farms in the city highlands and made breads, salad dressings, butter, cheese, and dessert from scratch. For starters, we had freshly baked focaccia and cow's milk queso puti, just perfect to start our appetite going. Then a salad of green lettuce, cucumber, tomatoes, quail eggs, focaccia croutons, and pesto mayo dressing. And another salad, ensaladang talong Luzon style with sukang tuba, onions, tomatoes, and garlic. For mains, Bicolano laing with shrimps that was a perfect fusion of flavors with earthy gabi leaves, creamy coconut cream, and the taste of the sea. Tulingan or mackerel tuna sinaing sa gata. The fish was wrapped in banana leaves and slow cooked for 8 hours with coconut cream as final touch. Grilled whole tuna belly with herb butter of oregano, parsley, and thyme. Dessert of homemade chocolate ice cream with profiteroles.
What we have is the binalot na adobo.
itong binalot na adobo. Napakaganda kasi ng balot mo, Paolo. Kaya, parang ayaw kong buksan. Sige.
Ito kasi, parang magbayad ka lang ng regalo. Okay? So this one is adobo.
Okay.
Pero actually, kahit anong ulam,
Pwedeng ilagay sa kanin.
Pero, ang ano kasi nito is partner always with the tomatoes and egg.
So, may itlog, may kamatis,
Yes.
saka yung adobo natin.
Yes,
This is adobong,
Adobo sa atsuete.
and then what did you
Chicken.
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 Adobong chicken sa atsuete, kamatis at saka itlog.
Yeah. So this one kasi, i-introduce ko ngayon dito sa Mindanao kasi para siyang pastel. Then this one, pwede mo siyang baunin kahit saan.
Correct.
Yeah. Then the trick is...
Basta meron ka lang supply ng banana leaves.
Yes, so dito marami naman eh. Yeah. So this one, the trick is, meron kasi isang salt sa ilalim.
Meron pang ganon.
Yes, meron isang salt. Purpose of this one is, for example, sa kamatis, sa itlog,
Pandagdag.
pandagdag, pangtimpla mo.
Ang timpla.
Or kung matabang yung minuto mong pagkain,
Ayun pala, kailangan niya. May sekreto pala ito.
so,
Kala ko pang ganyan.
that's the trick.
Wow.
This one kasi actually, na-introduce ko siya sa Surigao.
Sa Siargao.
Yes,
Ba't umabot ka ng Siargao galing Davao?
Medyo nagala lang ng
So meron kang restaurant doon?
Meron din restaurant sa
I see.
Siargao. So, ano lang, nagtayo lang ako maliit doon.
Okay.
Just to have an experience din.
Oo.
Then, this one, naisip ko kasi, parang, yung mga surfers kasi, wala silang mga baon.
Oo, kasi pag
Or-
pumunta na sa dagat,
Yes,
araw na yan,
oo.
no?
Tapos, kasi napapansin ko, meron din silang mga baon minsan. Pero more on mga plastic yung mga dala nila. So, this one, naisip ko, introduce ko to. Pero dun sa Siargao is different ang mga ulam.
Okay.
Iba-iba, may choices sila
Okay.
na pwede nilang gawing binalot. So, the thing is, environmental friendly kasi siya. So, kahit saan, pwede mo siya itapon. Okay
So,
lang.
pagkakain na lang yan, tapos
Yes, tapon.
surf,
Okay
surf,
lang.
then surf agad.
Diretso surfing sila. So, ang nakakatuwa lang kasi is, pati yung mga foreigners, na-appreciate na nila. So, minsan, yung kahit yung wala sa menu, i-request nila kung pwede ba daw yun yung ilagay sa ano.
Sign of success.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Salamat.
Thank you.
Yan yung naging success ng binalot.
Sustainable, green.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, that's it. Yan yung sinaserve namin dito. These are some of our best sellers.
Meron ka ding parang blue rice dyan eh.
This one is the blue rice.
Oh, blue rice. May blue rice, may ito natin. You have your bread, keseng puti, laing,
Yes.
tulingan. Naku! Chef, maraming salamat ha.
Thank you din.
Oo, parang siyempre susubukan namin lahat yan.
Yes.
At least mayroon kami buong hapon para tikman. Saka maraming salamat din sa sa binigay mong
This one.
t-shirt. Talagang no worries.
Yes.
Still alive.
Still,
Siyempre, sa ganitong pagkain, talagang still alive.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Salamat,
Thank you.
Lunch was super and make us want to balik booking. halfway through our farm-to-table experience in Davao City and appreciated it in a farm resort setting, a restaurant with distant feeder farms, and in a community of eateries, all of them successful in directly supporting local producers for business. We shall show you more breakthroughs in our next episode. This is Mindanao Road Trip with Art. The province launched its Clean Camiguin campaign composed of programs and systems that aim to ensure the safety of communities, stakeholders, and travelers to the island in the new normal. Let's all be responsible travelers. Let's wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.